What are we going to do for the world to function? Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are going to be watching me from. I say may God bless you all. It's me, your sister, your friend. I've come again with my little views and analysis. Today, my view is a question that a friend asked, that what we are going to do to make the world function. You see, what the world needs to function is not biro or pen or education or something else. What the world needs to function is brain. When the world starts growing in brain and grow less in mouth and body, the world will function. And when the world starts showing love, the world will function. You see, in this game of life that we are, it's only few people that understand this game, that you don't need to crush people around you to move forward, or crush people around you to be on top. Understand? Only few people understand the game. Let me say a place like China. I'm still going to use China. China understand the game. You understand? China grow less in body, they grow in brain. They grow less going to school, they grow in brain. It's like in the world that we are, only few people understand that aspect of life. That when what you know is how to write biro and paper, at the end of it, you don't have anything austere. What you know is zero. I do not say going to school is not good. I don't want people to misunderstand me in this video. Going to school is good, but to some extent. Maybe your first 6 years, your second 6 years, you use it to study. You start growing this. As I said in one of my videos in the past, that we have to go back. We have to go back to what our forefather did to bring us to where we are. What our great-grandmother did to bring us to where we are. You see these people, they bring us to where we are without going to school. What then we are growing? Then we are growing in love and in brain. And when you grow in brain, you will know that a little thing is useful. I'm always using place like China. I did not say China people don't go to school. They go to school. They go to school to some extent, but most of their time they develop it in growing their brain. You understand? I was watching one man the other day from China talking to Nigeria. I know many people will not understand what that man was saying, that Nigeria have everything. Nigeria have resources. But China don't have resources. China have tsunami, they have earthquake, they have different natural disaster which Nigeria don't have. But they are surviving because they grow in brain. A place like Nigeria, as I said too in one of my videos, Nigeria is a blessed land. It's a blessed land, according to that man. In Nigeria, there is no natural disaster. A lot of resources. We are finding it difficult to put things together because we have not grown here. We are not grown here. The little people that have grown here, they don't have the opportunity to exhibit what they have grown here. Growing in your brain is not because you know how to read and write, as I always said. Growing in your brain is what you cultivate, what you sow. You nurture your brain. You grow your brain by nurturing your brain. By nurturing your brain, you don't need to go to school. There are some people, they go to school, but their brain, nothing is there, it's empty. When you have problem in your country, why I talk about love? Because God knows how love will be important in our life. That is why He says, love your neighbor as yourself. Because when you love someone, it's very difficult for you to hurt that person. As a businessman that you are, or you think you are, that produce things, you believe that in your economic understanding, chasing people away is the solution to your problem. Meaning, you are not a good economist, you are not a good businessman. A real businessman understands that when he produces, he needs people. Maybe you are selling, you need people to buy. When you produce, there is nobody to buy. That means what you produce is useless. When you sow, maybe you deal on natural things like food. You grow crops. After growing that crops as a farmer, you need people to consume those crops in exchange of their money. Okay, you are in a country, working in that country. You are working, receiving, you are buying, you are exchanging, developing the country. If we are to be the only citizen of a country to stay in a country alone, there is no country will move forward. As a businessman that produces, you need people to consume what you produce. I believe it's only China people that still understand that aspect of it. That is why you see anywhere they go, they take over that place quickly. Why? Because they understand that they need people to consume what they are producing. By using their brain, they need people to consume those things. I know at the end of the day, as a businessman that you think you are chasing people around, chasing people up and down, is these same people later, you are still going to impose this thing that you feel that you are producing on them to buy from you. You understand? As you are a businessman that have brain, people that are supposed to consume what you are producing, you are chasing them away. Don't you see that you have an empty brain? And you know that these people that you are chasing around, chasing up and down, you can't do without them. You can't do without them. Here comes a time where every country start using brain. Less than biro and more brain. You understand? That is why you see when you are writing contracts, when you are doing anything with biro and paper, you will see a whole sheet of paper or 2 or 3 full. But what's important in what they are just writing that paper is just like this, a little. At times you will get a contract or a book or a novel to read, after reading it or going through that contract, you see what matters in that 6 sheets of paper that you just read, it just is not a half of sheet. You understand? So in the world, as you said, according to your question, to move forward, we need to grow in brain. We need to treat people equally. We need to love people indifference of where that person is coming from. We need to treat people with love, because at the end of it all, what you produce as a country, you need people to consume it. And when you are claiming superiority, you think those people is inferior to you. And tomorrow you will still be the one that will go and impose that thing that you produce on them, forcing them to buy it. You understand? That is not bread. That is empty bread. So I believe the world should emulate China, that grow in brain, that doesn't grow in biro and body. You understand? So I know this video is only few people that is going to understand what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it to grow the ego of China people, because I'm not from China. But I understand China system very well. That China prefer to grow in their brain than to grow in body and in biro. They also go to school. That is why in one of my videos, I use example like these people that come abroad from Nigeria, that come to read master, acquire PhD, acquire whatsoever. At the end of the day, it's useless. Because if you cannot use your PhD to fix things, solve problem, that PhD is a decoration in your wall. You understand? So if Nigeria as a country, if you want to talk of education, Nigeria have a lot of graduates, a lot of educational people in the world. But it's only few that use their brain, that will be able to use their education, make use of their education. After acquiring PhD, at the end, you cannot do nothing with that PhD you acquire, expecting people to employ you. Meaning that PhD is useless. Your education is useless. You did not acquire anything. So if is education, how many English you can speak, how perfect your English can be, is what matter in the world, Nigeria could have been on top. You understand? But in all these years, we have seen that education is not all. It's good to know your left from your right, how to read and write is very good. More than that, it's useless when you cannot make use of it to get what you want. You understand? There are a lot of graduates in Nigeria looking for who to employ them. With PhD, with master degree, look for who to employ them. Why? If I have my PhD, you have your PhD, you don't know how to use your brain to manufacture, you don't produce. Who will employ each other? There is no one to employ other. That is why you see Africa, there are a lot of problems. Lot of poverty, lot of hardship today, because we need to grow in brain. We need to grow our number 6 so that it can be useful for us, so that we can be able to produce with our brain, not with our biro. So viewers, I don't want this video to be longer than this. I believe this is where I'm going to be ending this views and analysis today. Stay blessed till I come back again with another views and analysis. I still remain your sister, your friend. Follow this page for more views and analysis, history, question and answer, adding value human characters, messenger, moral lesson, and many more. As you do so, may the God Almighty bless you all. And don't forget to subscribe in my YouTube channel.